There we got a fish on. It doesn't feel like a crappie. Oh, it is a crappie. Another decent one. Not quite as big as the other two, but what's going on, everybody? We're finally headed back out to the lake. I know it's been a while since I've seen you guys because I've been sucking it up. I've been fishing my butt off. Haven't been catching diddly. I've been running all over the state, dodging wind, dodging storms, but the ice is finally off. We've had a week of good warm weather. This last weekend would have been great, but the wind was blowing 100 miles an hour, so we skipped out. I stayed out late last night and made a big sack of 308 baits just for today. We're gonna go out to one of my favorite spots. We're gonna target some walleyes, some crappies, and hopefully if they show up, a special fish right at dark. A little hit or miss this time of year, but we're gonna go give it our best. See if we can put together some video for you guys. Talk a little bit about how I'm catching these fish early in the spring. So let's go out and see if we can get done. The first one of the evening. A decent little crappie. Decent little crappie. 308 2-inch swim bait. Got him cornered up here. Yeah, nice little guy. Not quite what we're after, but a start. Find some just a little bit bigger than that and we'll have to start a bucket. Yeah, a little bigger than that and we'll start a bucket. He bit it real light though. Means we're in for a tough one. Hopefully as it gets closer to dark it'll get just a little better. But you never know. At least we know there's some down there. That's a good start. Oh, another one. This one feels a little better. Oh, he pulled off. Doggone it. Lost him. Lost him. There must be a school right down there. Once I got down to depth, he hit it again pretty much right away. So, want to stop and go. Where I'm at is I'm set up on this chunk rock riprap bank. It drops off real fast down to about 8 foot right in front of me. I'm just slow guiding a little 2-inch swim bait on a 1/16 ounce head right across those rocks, and they're just slurping it in. So keep going at them here. It's a good sign though. We haven't been here that long. We're already kind of got a couple bites and figuring out what they want. That's half the battle, is the cadence. Used to be a joke back in the day about it's not the size of your worm, it's how you wiggle it. Well, perfect scenario right here. How you wiggle it. We'll see if we can find a few more. It's always crazy when the warm weather hits and everybody comes out. Everybody's dying to get out fishing. Always trying to be a little careful. I'm not a super secretive guy, but when you're surrounded by people that are hunting for the few fish that you got, how the heck did I manage that? Especially when they're crappies, I have a tendency to get a little secretive, because if you're not, you'll get here tomorrow night and there'll be 300 people lined up here. not that I care if they catch the crappies. I want everybody to catch fish. The part I have problems with is they get lined up along these rocks shoulder to shoulder, and then I can't parallel cast the bank, which is kind of key to these fish, is trying to get a parallel cast along the bank and keep your lure in that strike zone where they're hanging out as long as you can, and get people lined up bank to bank. Then all of a sudden, instead of fishing 40 foot of rocks with a nice long cast, you're making a short cast and only reeling it through their strike zone for about 2 feet of it, and makes it a lot harder. It makes it a lot harder to get done what you need to get done. Now we got a nice long section of shoreline we can cast. Those people moved out just in time, so we're going to work this over a little bit and see what we can come up with here. Something going on here. Oh, a little tiny guy. Little tiny guy. Little tiny guy. Right there. 308 baits. Little 32 ounce head, 2-inch minnow. A little twisted up here, but he bit it good. Something upset. Doesn't feel like a crappie though. Must be a bass maybe. Oh, white bass. First one of those I've caught this year. First one of these for the year. Coped it pretty good. This little white bass guy on a 308 2-inch swimmer. 16th ounce, a little white bass. First one of the year. I like that. Everything straightened out, set back up. Once again tonight I'm going with a real natural color. A little bit later in the year I'll brighten things up with whites and pearls and green and blue, but right off in the first of the year when they're moving slow and not super aggressive, I like to keep it as natural as I can, so that's what we're doing today. That guy clubbed it pretty good. Well, those things are going to start running up here. That means things are about to start getting exciting. We'll see if our bonus fish shows up tonight at dark, and we can get one of those going, then it'll be a heck of a good night for a couple hours after work. There we go. Another one of the target species. It's again not a giant, but if we were making tacos, he'd be one. If we were making tacos, he'd be one. Nice little crappie. Little 2-inch 308 bait. I'm doing pretty good tonight with them. Getting about the temp and time of day that should pick up. Light going low. The key to this time of year is there's a very short bite between the time they move up and the time the predators show up, and they kind of disappear, so gotta capitalize on the next, probably 30 minutes is my guess, before all the big studs start moving in and causing problems for the pan fishermen. But we'll see. This time of year you just never know. Might come in early, might be late, might not show up at all. We might get to catch these crappies till right at dark, so either way we'll take it. for sure will take it. Got something on here. Doesn't feel very big. Oh, it's a good crappie. Nice crappie. Here we go. The ones we after right there. Nice early season. Keeper sized. But we're not going to keep this one. Let him go. But that's what we're after, man. Beautiful spring crappie. Fishing my favorite spot. Yeah, man. Just a nice slow drag on a 308 bait. 2-inch swim bait on a 16th ounce jig head. Both the jig head and the bait in natural color. Oh, there's another one. Another fish on. It's two now. They're definitely up here. We can have a good night with these if they're all crappies. Oh yeah. There's another one right there. Little guy. Little guy, but we'll take him. Been kind of dry lately, so we're gonna run with it. Nice. That's that little minnow I was telling you about. Like I said, I'm going real natural this early in the spring. Water's cold, fish are a little sluggish, so I just got a black and white head and a real realistic silver color minnow swim bait behind him. Just a little 2-incher, man. Little 2-incher. Both of those last ones smacked it pretty good, so we needed some big ones to get up in here, and maybe here at last light they'll do that for us and we can put some fish away. Ooh, there was a bite. I missed him. They're real shallow right up along these rocks, so must be soaking up the sunlight up here. Eating bait that's doing the same thing. Couple weeks of feeding and they'll be thinking about spawning. Oh, hung up. So what we got going on here is water's still really cold, mid-low 40s. We're up in the spillway, which any of you guys that know where I'm at know that this lake's a little different. The spillway spills into the lake instead of out of it. The walleye were running a couple weeks ago and then they all kind of disappeared, I presume, headed to an area to get ready to spawn. So we're back up in here today trying to find some real early crappies that are up here feeding before they get ready to spawn, and that's a bite a lot of people miss. In my experience, crappies early in the spring will run up real shallow on riprap, points, anywhere where they can find food, and they'll feed pretty heavily for a couple 2 or 3 weeks prior to them starting to move to their spawning areas. I've even seen lakes where the crappies spawn in deeper water over sunken trees, and those crappies will be up in, you know, less than 8 foot of water feeding for, you know, 2 weeks prior to moving into those spawning areas. It's kind of a weird thing, and a lot of fishermen miss them because they're in those lakes running around out in 15, 20, 30 foot of water looking for those fish, and they're stacked up on the bank in 4 to 8 foot of water eating. So those are the fish that we're targeting today. Got a nice steep drop off on a riprap bank. The current slowed down today, so it's just a nice slow meandering current. Those crappies are set up in there ambushing schools of bait fish, especially in this real chunky rock where they can tuck back in it. They really seem to like that. So we're going to spend the next couple hours here before it gets dark and see if we can put some fish on the board. So come along with me, see if we can get some cold water Nebraska crappies. We got Got another one on. Can't tell what size we're talking about. Doesn't feel too big though. Not a little guy. Yep. Oh, he came off. Another cute little crappie. Another cute little crappie. Gotta be some more than bigger ones mixed in with them. We just gotta find them here. Just gotta find them bigger ones. Boy, we have had 2 days of just blasting wind here in Nebraska. I actually had a trip planned to go down to Kansas with one of my buddies this weekend, but they were talking 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds both days. We decided that probably wasn't very good boating weather, so I proceeded to search the weather anywhere in a 300-mile radius and could not get out of the wind. So went down to Lincoln and helped my daughter move into a new apartment, and came out here tonight, and the wind's starting to settle down a little bit, but I'm down in this nice protected area, and seems like there might be a few crappies around, which will sure be awesome. That would have been number 3 and another couple that I missed on the strike, so we're not just gangbusters, but we're getting bit, and this time of year that's a good sign. So I'm gonna keep after them here, and hopefully it'll only get better as the sun goes down here. Maybe some of them big slaunches will move in right before dark and show me a good time. We'll find out here in a minute, I guess, won't we? Well, there's a fish. This one feels a little bit stronger. Not a giant, but bet you he would be an eater if I was eating. Oh yeah, that's a decent one right there. That's a decent one right there. Just inhaled that little minnow too. They love them little 2-inch minnows, I'm gonna tell you what. You better get that hook set fast, because they're swallowing it to their belly when they eat it. It's a good one. We like those. We'll take those all night. Destroyed my minnow. I made a different batch this time with a little bit softer plastic so I can get it. There we go. It feels like a little better one. A little better one. Oh yeah. That's a good one. I'd take a few of those anytime. It's a good one. There we got a fish on. It doesn't feel like a crappie. Oh, it is a crappie. Another decent one. Not quite as big as the other two, but we'll take those. Sun's going down. I've actually dropped off a little bit deeper, but the size is getting a little better. Hopefully they'll keep going that direction. What do we got here? Can't tell if it's good or if it's tiny. Kind of has spurts of either way. Oh, it feels pretty decent now. What do we got? Well, that's odd. Got a carp. Got a carp. Let's see if I can, any chance I can, nope. I'm gonna have to slide him up here to get rid of him. Oh, he's off, perfect. It's just a little guy. Tearing the crap out of my stuff. Doggone carps. Made me all excited there for a minute. I thought I had something real. Not that I don't welcome carp once in a while, but not right now. Sun's just about down. That means either the bite's gonna get awesome for a few minutes or it's just gonna die. One or the other. One or the other. We'll hope for awesome. We'll see what happens.
Hooked up to something good this time. Feels much stronger than what I've been dealing with. Hopefully it's a crappie. So if it is, it's a pretty good one. That did not look like a crappie. It looked like a brown bass to me. It's alright. Strong little sucker. And it is. Nice little smallie. Won't be upset at that. Be upset that I just lost my lure in his mouth though. Because I was dumb and tried to flip him. What are you thinking, Cameron? Tried to flip him and off he got. Doggone it. Well, I'm going to tie on and try again. Got something on. Feels dang good. Hopefully it's a crappie. Hopefully it's a crappie, because if it is, it's a good one. Kind of feels like it might be a smallmouth again. It's a smallmouth again. See if I can get this one in without breaking my line off in his face this time. It was kind of foolish of me last time, and here I go doing it again. My biggest problem is it's so hard to get right down to the water in these rocks. That's a good little smallie. Little suckers pull so hard, even when they're small like that. Like hooking into a whale. Every time I get one of those, I say the same thing. Man, I hope that's a crappie, because crappie fighting that hard is a good one. It doesn't happen very often, so definitely there's an evening smallie bite, because you got 2 of them in, and the third one I'm pretty sure that's what it was too. So need these crappies to light back up though. Come on now. Got something on. Had me down in the weeds for a while. I got him off. Just run for the rocks as soon as you get a hook in them. A little smallie. Little guy. I wonder he was running for the rocks. Little smallie. Need to find something bigger than that. I ain't gonna do. A gorgeous evening out. Gorgeous evening. Well, the sun's going down on me quick. I'm not even sure what you guys still can and can't see, but I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, fish on. Oh, he's gone. Golly, that was a good bite. As I was gonna say, before it gets too dark, I was gonna go ahead and close this thing down. Beautiful evening. Things are really getting ready to fire up around here. Another week or so of good weather, and everything's gonna be hitting on all cylinders. So I got the new kayak ready, I got the boat ready, my truck's all packed up with fishing gear, and we're gonna be all over the place. So thanks for joining me tonight. Maybe we'll get a couple more on the board before it gets too dark to see. We'll find out. You guys have a good night.